there's been a little bit of confusion about Karen.
Brenda.
So, it was recently brought to our attention that there's been a little bit of confusion about Brenda. You see, many people speculate that Brenda is just a ripoff of Karen. Some people think that they're just the same person altogether.
With claims on Twitter like, I'm not saying Brenda is Karen, I'm just saying no one has ever seen Brenda and Karen in the same room. Now, we totally understand it can be a little confusing considering that they're both middle-aged women with an attitude.
Well, lucky for you, we're here to debunk some of those theories and help you better recognize the difference between a Brenda and a Karen. But first, where do they come from?
Well, the origin of Karen is relatively unknown. But if you look back in history, a lot of people say that it came from movies like Goodfellas and Mean Girls.
Why are you white? Oh my god, Karen, you can't just ask people why they're white.
And Karen was even a punchline for one of Dane Cook's famous stand-ups, Retaliation.
Karen is always a bag.
But the Karen that we know and love today actually didn't come along until about 2018 in a Reddit feed, and the trendy stereotype caught fire. Now, Brenda, we have proof of a start date, which was in 2018 as well, so it's actually kind of hard to tell which one came first.
So, how do you tell them apart? Well, let's start with the obvious. Their wardrobe.
Karens wear all sorts of clothes. Anything from relaxing rompers to yoga pants, and even the occasional smart business suit.
Brendas, on the other hand, are always seen wearing one particular outfit. And that is, you guessed it, the bright red power jacket. It's been theorized that this is a technique used to express dominance over younger generations.
You millennials are always taking coffee breaks.
On a subconscious level, the red instills fear into those who look directly into it. Now let's look into their hair. Notice the hairstyle of Karen is very defined. Generally speaking, the larger the poof in the back, the more in danger subjects are, especially servers and, of course, well, you guessed it, managers.
God, Karen, she's such a bag.
Brenda's hair is flowing, like she just got done styling it herself on her way to take some glamour shots. Which, don't tell anyone, but they were actually taken 20 years ago. You can often find her posing with her dogs or facing one side and awkwardly tilting her head for her next business card photo. Oh, Brenda.
Now let's talk about career paths. We don't know exactly what Karens do for a living. It's hard to define. But what we do know is a lot of them are soccer moms.
Brendas are always and will always be real estate agents. Now, a lot of Brendas only sell real estate part-time, but trust her, she's been doing this a long time.
But there is one main fine line that ultimately separates the difference between a Brenda and a Karen. And that is their purpose, their deepest desire, the one thing that gets them out of bed every single morning. Now Karen, she's entitled, she complains, but what is the one thing that she wants the most? To speak to a manager.
God, Karen, you are so stupid!
Alright, so this is where it could get a little bit confusing. Here we see Brenda sitting at a restaurant.
Excuse me, darling. I'd like to speak to your manager.
Now hold up, I know what you're thinking. At first glance, it appears to be a classic case of Karen. Give it a few more seconds.
Yes, darling. Find me a buyer.
There, that.
You see, all that Brenda wants,
All she ever desires from the moment she's born,
the thing that she searches for her entire life, is just for someone,
for somebody,
anyone,
anybody, to find her a buyer.
to find her a buyer.
Hopefully by now you understand the differences.
Between a Brenda and a Karen. So please, stop ignorantly labeling all middle-aged women as Karen. Because they could be a Brenda.
Okay, well, find me a buyer.